Yes, my brother.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Amen. Good?
Good. What's going on, guys? I'm back with another tutorial. Today I got my cousin in the chair. We're gonna fix him up. He's looking a little bit rough today, so we're gonna fix him up. We're gonna go jump straight into it. So look, I got my 2 guard on here. We're gonna debulk all of this. I'm gonna do a little time lapse here because this is gonna take me a good 2-3 minutes. A lot of hair. I'm gonna go through it and then we're gonna start the fade. Going for a mid to high skin fade today. I'm gonna start my skin line just below the vertical bar, in between the C cup and the vertical bar, so in the middle, and we're gonna go straight round, creating our first initial guideline. I'm gonna do it with a clipper because this is a complete guide to beginners barber tutorial. I usually use my trimmer. The only reason why I use my trimmer is because it's more efficient, and when I'm busy in the shop and I've got 10 to 12 people to cut, I need to be as efficient as possible. But it's also super hard to get the bald line out. So if you're just beginning, use your clipper. We're gonna use it in reverse and set our guideline straight round.
Wait.
All right, so now the initial guideline is made, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my trimmer and bald everything out. I already know, because I've cut my cousin tons of time, that he's gonna take off his beard anyway, or most of it, down to the tush and the goatee. So instead of me going back and doing that, I'm trying to be as efficient as possible, and that's what you wanna be in the barbershop. I'm gonna take off as much as I can here, and then create the rest of it. The rest of it underneath this line is gonna be bald. So these Babyliss are amazing. They're 0 gaps, and some trimmers will like catch. These don't catch anything. Like, I'm running it straight up, even through the bulk. So like, this area is bulky. Look, I go straight up, just placing it on the head, flat to the head. Look, that is smooth, straight to 0.
I'm not wearing your glasses.
So again, I know that I'm taking most of this off. It doesn't irritate my client. It's guiding straight through. It's taking it straight down to that required length, which is bald, or just below bald, as close as the trimmers can get. Couple times to make sure that it is at that 0 length. So when I move on, I won't have to come back. Like, I can still hear that there's hair coming off. The camera might not be able to catch it, but I can still hear and see with my eyes that there is stubble. And to make it as long lasting as I can, I'm gonna make sure I run over and catch all of them little hairs. So once you run over it like 2 times, 3 times, you caught everything. What I usually do, especially with Afro clients, because it is down to a very low level, just to make it more of a comfortable shave, I'm gonna run some powder on my duster and just run it through. Alright, so what I'm doing is, I've got my clipper, I've got it all the way open. I'm gonna make my first barrier or guideline. I wanna make it, I say, 1 inch or half an inch. The way I kind of judge it, as long as I can see what's under it, the darkness, that's when I know I've made a wide enough kind of guideline. What you kind of want to do is like have your thumb as well and kind of judge it like that as well. It's another trick. I'm gonna run over it multiple times to make sure it's at that same level. You want to be very, very consistent and make the fade look very, very consistent as well. In the back, sometimes I can take it a little bit wider if I choose to. On here, because his hair is denser, you're gonna see the guideline a lot more. As you can see, there's that one guideline right there. It's not huge, but it's not small. If it's a small guideline, you're not gonna get a great transition, man. You have to make sure that you have enough room, especially because there is still loads of room here. I can take the guideline quite big. Some people like to do is start open and work it closed. With me, I feel like that's gonna leave the bottom line in, and that's what a lot of barbers struggle with, is this bottom line. It's the hardest line to get out, period. So what I do is, instead of trying to war with it, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start closed, and I take that out straight away. Holding the thumb here, stretching the skin, just taking it out. You see, it's disappearing straight away. I don't have to worry about it no more. I don't have to worry about battling with it. I still have to transition this a little bit better. So I'm gonna start by opening the lever a little bit, just a tiny bit. Going up, make sure I'm flicking out. Again, open that lever up. And then once I'm here, all the way, I'm gonna check in my mirror, make sure I'm happy with it. I can still see a faint line, so I'm gonna close it again, run it through and flick up. Just go through it one more time. Using my corners to get these little dark areas here, because the whole clipper is probably not gonna catch it and the transition won't look that fantastic if it's not that flush and level. Right, so now I can see if I wanted to, I could start open and go down, but I'm not gonna do that because I think it's faded enough. I'm gonna go around the entire head, fade all that guideline out, and then fade the rest of it. Okay, always checking in the mirror, making sure it is out. Everything below this is the bald line. From here to here is my 0.5, that's all faded out. Now I'm gonna work on this section, on blending this dark area into here. I'm gonna grab my 1.5 guard. This is gonna act as like a 2. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap this on here, open it. That's gonna act as a 2, but this is a little bit lower than a 2, so this is like a 1.75. I'm gonna start blending this into here. So slowly reducing it gradually until it's all blended. So I start with going all the way up, just before my 2, which is here, my like invisible line. I can see that the darkness is starting to go. Close it. I don't need to work in between like open and closed here, because it's gonna be 1.75. It's gonna be 1.5. This is the last dark area I'm gonna really meet. The rest of it is gonna be a 1 and a 0. If I'm doing 1.5, 1.6, 1.6.5, I'm not doing anything. So 1.75, 1.5, and then everything below is gonna be a 1. So what you're gonna see is, as soon as I flick this line, it's gonna look like it's starting to blend. And this is the power of this guard. It is so efficient, so good. Right, so that line has moved up. So what I do, I open it up a little bit. Again, that line is gonna move up. And all I'm gonna do is keep moving that line up. Keep opening my lever until it blends into that other guard, which is the 1.5 guard. Alright, I can see that's nice and blended now. That the 1 is meeting the 1.5. I'm checking in my mirror, feeling like I'm happy. I can still come back and detail it, but I'm happy with the way it's looking right now. And we'll run over it just one more time. Just because we want quality, we want it to look nice and flush. And I'll work, yeah. So this is the 0 guard that I'm gonna start, continue to blend with. I'm gonna get a faint line and then work it up. 80% completed, but there is still a line there. The camera might not be able to pick it up. It's a very, very faint line, but that's better. We wanna work with faint lines instead of harsh lines that we are struggling to get out. That faint line is gonna be super, super easy. As soon as I touch it with my 0 guard, which is this one, as soon as I touch it closed, it should be gone. I'm gonna have to work up just below where I done that 1 open. So say this, like this area here, is the 1.75, 1.5, the one, my special 1 guard open, and then the 0 guard open. And that blend should be completed. So again, whacking it on, starting closed, looking at that line, it's a super, super faint line, brushing it into place. So all I'm doing here is using my 0 guard, starting and closed, flicking that faint line and working up. So I'm relatively happy with the fade right now. I can still see things, but I'm not gonna strain my eyes and focus on it too much. I'm gonna leave it like this and I'm gonna work on the shape up now. Let me know. So with these trimmers, I can see straight away, man, like the line is there. I hope it can pick up on the camera. The line's there. I will go back with my razor. I will detail with my trimmer, but these are fantastic. I have the Babyliss UK Skelton trimmers with the gold blade, and they're adjusted really, really well. As soon as I put that line in, you can see it. Show the clip on, don't shake it. Turn around. Yeah. Alright, so I've got it to this corner. Now I need to get rid of all of this. This is overhang. Some people are going to say it's a pushback, but they don't understand that's what's going to create the corner. I can already visualize it. So beyond this, it's going to create my 90-degree angle. I'm really going to focus on this corner here. That is the key to mastering a good shape up, is getting them corners super, super sharp. A line is easy, but getting these corners sharp, you have to have a real eye for. You want it literally 90 degrees. It has to be like that. Tapping, pulling away. I already visualized where it was. Then I'm gonna run this trimmer down to get rid of all the excess hair. So now this side is complete. I've matched it from the middle right to here. The corner is good. The corner is looking sharp. I'm gonna go back with the razor and with my trimmer in my detail work, but the foundation is there of the shape up. So this is what I'm using, my enhancements, my topic fibers, and just a plain card. Start on this side. See any of them light areas I really want to focus on. I'm going to use my thumb and just press lightly. And I just want a mist to come out. Holding it in the corner. As you see that I'm moving my hand to check if it's come out where I want it to be. So now I can see it's nice and dark, and my trimmer is going to go ahead and hit that again. Create that much fuller looking hairline.
Do you want to get some of this in slow-mo, the spray?
No. Let me just try to get the line.
You guys see on the chair.
Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna quickly do his goatee and that. That's gonna be off camera because it's just a hair tutorial, and I'll be back with detailing for it. Alright, so now that the haircut is 90% done pretty much, I'm gonna go back and detail. Now this is a really, really key part. You can run through all them steps within 20 minutes, but if you don't spend time detailing, the fade isn't gonna look correct. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is, even though there's fibers, this is a mister. This is a light mist of water. I'm just gonna spray it on so I can apply the razor. I can do it dry, but my client has a little bit of a sensitive skin, as I can see with a lot of his facial hair. So that's the reason why I'm gonna use the water, so the blade glides a lot smoother. So I'm taking it from about a little, like 4 or 5 inches away, and just lightly misting it. So it is wet, but it's not drenched. And that will allow this blade to run a lot smoother on his scalp. So this is the blade, this is the way I hold it. Using my thumb, I'm gonna start with this corner. All I'm focusing on is all of this stubble area, right? Like what my trimmer didn't catch. I'm gonna stretch the skin so I don't cause any irritations or cuts, and the blade can glide a lot smoother. I don't know if you can hit, that camera's gonna pick that up, but you can hear that it is scraping all of them hairs that I don't want off. All right, so that line is looking really nice. That's how I get rid of all that hair that's just come off. I don't know if you can see, that's all the hair that I caught just on that vertical bar. I'm gonna pull the skin down here, get my blade, and start coming upwards. This is cleaning that shape up.
All right, so this is the cut. This is how it turned out. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, guys.